What is the best camera for YouTube? I'm going to go with this one you can afford. Realistically, you probably already have a pretty good camera you can use right now. It's your phone. In fact, I'm using my iPhone to shoot this right now. So my primary camera is a Canon EOS Rebel SL2. I almost forgot what I used for a second. It's right there. I should have just looked, right? So it's a Canon EOS Rebel SL2. I prefer using an external mic. Does the job really well. I get clean, crisp sound. The primary reason I chose this camera over many other cameras that were available in the same price range is I wanted a camera that had a shoe where I could mount a microphone and a plug so I could plug the microphone in. Capturing sound was very important to me. It's almost more important than the video itself. I mean, if you get poor quality sound, you're just not going to have anything you can use. Out of the box, the Canon SL2 is a fantastic camera. You just turn it on, point at what you want to shoot, and you end up with usable footage. I absolutely love this camera. It's reasonable in price. I think when I bought it, it was around $600, but nowadays it's probably cheaper than that. I wanted a camera where I could mount a microphone. I wanted a camera where I could plug in an external microphone. I wanted a camera that could shoot in 1080p. I wanted a camera that could shoot at 24 frames per second, 30 frames per second, and 60 frames per second. I really wanted a camera that could shoot 120 frames per second, but that was a little outside of my price range. I wanted a camera that was pretty light so I could run and gun. I wanted a camera where you can change lenses. I have a lot of shotgun lenses from my older cameras, and I wanted to be able to reuse those. I didn't want to waste glass. I wanted to shoot in 1080p at 60 frames per second for my B-roll. The camera needed to be configurable but still have a really good automatic settings so that I could just basically turn it on and go. I didn't want to waste all my time starting out learning how to set everything up. I wanted something that was pretty much ready to go out of the box but was highly configurable. So I'd had a few Canons before and I really got used to the menu structure and I kind of knew my way around it, and so configuring it wasn't that big of a deal. Having the ability to change the settings to match my needs is of course absolutely amazing. If I had switched to something like a Sony, I wouldn't know where to begin. I wouldn't know where the first setting was. Maybe I should try it out just for fun. And then of course the most important factor, it had to fit my budget. Finding something that was worth buying, that I could afford, that I wanted, that had the features I wanted, was going to be a bit of a struggle. Naturally, like everyone else who was creating on YouTube, I started watching all the pros out there and I ended up trying to do what they did, shot everything as flat as possible, started doing a lot of color grading, found out that was a lot harder than I anticipated, and I still do color grade, but it took a long time to figure out how to do that, and generally everything was always overdone. You know how color grading goes. If you're a beginner, it's just screw it up. It's just everything's orange. I do use my iPhone for a lot of slow motion. In fact, in this very video, my iPhone did do the B-roll at the beginning of the video, and it did a fantastic job, and that was all shot at 120 frames per second. So, and at 4K, mind you. So the iPhone is a really amazing tool. If you don't have another camera and all you have is your phone, go with it. It works. The only problem you might have is sound, but if you're in a nice quiet spot, you're gonna get pretty good sound quality out of that too. And you can wire up an external mic if you need to. So in reality, you can totally get started with your phone. There's nothing extra needed. You don't need a fancy mic, you don't need fancy lights, you don't need a fancy camera. If you have a story to tell, you can do it with your iPhone. Go out there, start shooting. It will absolutely work as long as you're passionate about it. Couple of pointers though. Don't shoot at noon. Look for that light. Make sure you've got good quality light when you're out shooting. Pick a quiet spot so the sound gets picked up okay on your internal microphone. If you're going to shoot in daylight, or if you're going to shoot in bright light, make sure you're in a shaded spot or where the clouds are out. You don't want to be in direct sunlight. I'm going to try and figure out how to cut this together because right now this is really, really bad. You always need a GoPro. I have this older GoPro, wasn't too expensive, right off of, I think it was off of eBay, and waterproof, drop it right in, works great. Check out some of my other videos, linked below if you want to find out a little bit more about thumbnails, content, how you should structure your videos, that sort of thing. They're all listed down below. If you like this video, make sure to click the like button, subscribe, ring the bell to be notified. If you hated the video, smash that dislike button. All right, let's see what we got.